I'm gonna keep it ticking because time don't stop. And I got a question on one of my lives. Was it a live? It was not a live. It's a question nonetheless. Bruh, I'm very feminine. Bruh, is there a review video? Not sugar dumpling, but there's about to be right now. I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to write it up as I go. Let's see how it worked, what I did. What my focus was. Items that I laid at my altar while I had my Jericho flower going, or my Rose of Jericho. What I got accomplished during those 7 days. All right, let's get to it, shall we? So my Jericho flower has been drying out for the past 2 days. I have not had it lit. When I first got it, I blessed it. I said a little prayer over it. And then, or invocation, I should say. Let's see here. Where'd you go, baby? That's okay. This only take a second. Oh, it popped right on up. Never mind. Okay, so the purpose of me doing the Jericho flower that I ordered from magic.com, it was my first time ordering from them. And it's my first time actually using the Jericho flower. I did buy a Jericho flower from Yi's Botanicals when I was down in Georgia, but I couldn't find it for some reason. So I went ahead and I ordered 2 more just in case. So I put the water in. You put it in a bowl about this size, or you put it in whatever dish you want to decorate it with on your altar. No plastic goes on the altar. Make sure that it's something nice because it's an altar. And then I put water about this, halfway, I should say. And it looked like this the first day. They both came in this package. All right. And I looked at this, I said, I had to go look up. I said, is this supposed to do anything at all? Yes. The next day, it was fully bloomed. I said, oh, okay. I'm gonna rock with you then. Okay, so that's, I was really shocked. Even though I read up on it, I just kept looking at it. I said, oh, no. Now, it didn't give me any flowers or anything. I did keep it by the window underneath sunlight because it is supposed to have sunlight because it's a real plant. Yes, so that's how that worked. I took it out of the water 2 days ago so it can start drying out. If you leave it in the water too long, the roots, and it can become molded. Okay, so I'm gonna keep changing them while I'm getting things accomplished. Okay, all right. For those who don't know what the purpose of the Jericho flower is, just gonna read you a little summary. Not gonna read you all of this. I got some other things I'm gonna cover here while I'm in the library. All right. What is the Rose of Jericho? Give you a little education. Um, it's the resurrection flower, resurrection fern, resurrection plant. Uh, it's called a few other things as well. It's located in the Chahuan Desert, located in the United States and Mexico. Sometimes it is called the false rose of Jericho. Mine didn't grow 12 inches, and I'm okay with that. Some people consider it to be a tumbleweed due to its incredible resistance to dying out. Yes, incredible. Um, it can survive extremely dry climates. Okay. When exposed to desert-like environments with little moisture, the rose of Jericho curls into a dry ball similar to the tumbleweed. In this form, it hibernates to protect its flowers on the inside. It does this until it receives water. The repeating process of hibernation has earned Rose of Jericho the name resurrection plant. It symbolizes transformation, renewal, and prosperity to people of many faiths, such as Christianity, Santeria, and Hoodoo. People use it as a traditional medicine to treat various health conditions, including diabetes, asthma, the common cold, menstrual cramps, and arthritis pain, as well as to facilitate labor. You just got your herbal lesson for today. All right. I like plants for herbal, since we're talking about it. Plants, um, incense, essential oils. Those are items I keep at my altar. Okay. People usually prepare it as tea using its seeds or dried leaves and flowers. Furthermore, you can purchase it as an oil or prepare it to make holy water. Um, I would like to make holy water. Had there been some left in my dish, I had to water it 2 days before the seventh day. Um, but with the next one, I will make some holy water instead of moon water when the moon is full, and place it in my bath water, my spiritual bath with flowers. Okay. It has disease-fighting plant compounds known as flavonoids. Reduces inflammation, arthritis, pain, blood pressure, and blood sugar level. I am reading from healthline.com. Rose of Jericho benefits medically reviewed by Adrian Sheets, March 1st, 2021. There you go. All right. Let's see. It did say if you have a medical condition, make sure you speak with a healthcare professional before taking Rose of Jericho to lower blood sugar and blood pressure. It induces labor, so consult with your doctor before supplementing. Say there's not enough evidence about its safety as of now. The bottom line is good fortune, positive energy, renewal, and prosperity. All those other ones are wonderful, but that was the main purpose of me I was having some things. I needed to get some things solved. I said, well, let's get it on and popping and get some results. And results I did get. All right, so real quickly, I talked about a few items that you do put on your altar. I'm going to cover briefly some other things that you can put on in case you need some ideas. Or in case you don't have an altar. I don't know if you have an altar or not. Anyway, I have had many altars. 7. I've had 7 altars in the past. I no longer need to keep 7 altars. Amen. I've had ancestor altar, the Yimiya altar is what I started with. Oshun altar was next. Next altar was Ilegwa or Papa Legba. Then it was Oya and then Shango. For the longest time, though, and of course I started with the ancestor altar. That was my first altar, was my ancestor altar, so I could talk to my grandparents who are no longer here. So the purpose of an altar is transformation, just what it says in its name. Altar. Yeah, I'm pretty basic when it comes to that. So on your altar, it consists of 5 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, and you. Ain't it great? Yeah. Welcome to the 5th element, boo. You are a participant in determining what your future is going to be. And I would put, you can start basic. Candles, a plant, water to drink. The drink's not for you. Yeah. I say. And then incense. And you make sure before you eat, you place food. The food is not ingested by you. The food is energy for the altar. Clean the altar with either Florida water, expensive perfume, or essential oils. All right. Different people work with different deities. The deities that I choose to work with are the Orishas. Okay. But there are lots of deities to choose from. Other things I set at my altar: tarot cards, voodoo cards. I take it back. I had 8 altars because I built a wealth grimoire altar separately from my ancestor altar in honor of my great grandmother, Mama Josie, who always knew how to rack in the money. Yeah, so I placed her at the wealth grimoire altar. Okay, so at her altar, I placed things like international money, crowns, feng shui tassels for good fortune, books, paintings of sharks, broomsticks. Yeah, we had a lot on that altar. Yeah, that was the last altar I bought. I had together before I sold my house. last year. February 28th, I believe it was last year. Okay. Things to keep on the altar. Money oil, coconut oil, herbs, um, smudge sticks, different type of sage wands, books. I love keeping books on the altar. Uh, Potpourri from fresh flowers after they've dried or they're dead on the altar. You can put them in a little glass container, put some essential oils on it, put your crystals on top of it, sit it outside during the moonlight, as far as the full moon or something, and then put it back on your altar till it's time for you to take your spiritual bath. Then you use it for your spiritual bath instead of going out and buying things like full moon bath. Let's see. I like to keep seashells, um, Yimiya horsetails. We've already talked about candles. I like to keep jewelry, fans, pretty glass bottles, cauldrons, cheerleading pom-poms, ancestor money. These are just ideas for you if you need them. They like alcohol. They all like different types of alcohol, so I would keep alcohol on the altar. Musical instruments at each altar. Each of them liked you to play music for them or sing to them or write poetry or do storytelling. Let's see. Plants always at the altar. Eventually, I went to the railroad because Alegua is over transportation. So I went to the railroad track and I didn't know they sold them online. I got the railroad steaks. It's posted on my Etsy page from when I went over there to visit. It was my first time visiting a railroad track. Beautiful experience. I loved being there. That was really nice. I've been twice. So I took the steaks. Yeah, they sell them. They sell railroad steaks on Etsy. Okay, let's see. Bay leaves. Bay leaves are for selling. Shea butter. And then depending, I would keep books that I had not had time to read. I would keep them at the altar until I got time to go through them. And what would happen is I would end up getting spiritual downloads, and they would start coming across my timeline as I was starting to study them more. So that was interesting. Makeup, jewelry. If you're working with Oshun, ooh, her feminine energy, honey. Nails, hair, makeup, mirrors, magazines with like Serena Williams naked at them. Sex toys, condoms. Yeah. So those type of things would go on the Oshun altar. Bay leaves, burn it as needed. Let's see. Statues, comedic items with African writing on them. $1 million roses. I bought a set of $1 million roses for my Yimiya altar twice, actually. And the first was a dozen, and it was in a little small box. You don't have to water them or nothing. And then when I was packing up my altars because I was moving, I gave that one to my mom. And then the other ones, I'll show you a picture. I didn't take a picture, just so you have an idea. The second set I bought were long stem roses. They are absolutely gorgeous. And as I was breaking that altar down, because Yemia's favorite colors are white and blue, I'm closest to her and Ocean. But I've been working here lately, the queen of the marketplace. I said, I want to deal with let's get rid of these thunderstorms. And she's the queen of thunderstorms. Yes. So that's why the roses were blue. She likes blue and she likes white. Use them quite a bit actually in my magic. And there are the railroad sticks up there I was referring to. Let's see here. And then make sure I watch my time. Yeah. Let's see. Charging my crystals outside because it was a full moon. Ilewa altar. He had a whole altar filled with nothing but games. Yeah, I was not really a game player, so I had to do some learning there. Yes. Okie dokie. Didn't go through all the altars, but I think you get the gist or the idea of things you can place at them. Okay. All right, I'm gonna wrap this right on up. Okay. Oh. Focus. All right, so we're going to play a game called Fortune Cookie Time. So on Sundays, my folks have a date, and lately they've been bringing me back my favorite part. I love Chinese food. My mom always asks me, "What you want me to bring you back?" Some fish and some vegetables. Any kind of seafood you want to, and some veggies. I'm real big on seafood and veggies. So, she always brings me back some seafood and veggies. I thank her so much for being so sweet to me and thinking of me when she goes out with her husband. So, open this up right now. My last few fortune cookies, I started opening them. The first one I received said, improve your finances, improve your life. I must have left that one at home. I said, oh, okay. That sounds nice. The second one I received said, many receive advice, only the wise profit. I had forgot about that. I'll mention that in a minute. Nope, I didn't forget. Okay. You will make change for the better. I had not really paid attention to fortune cooking readings. But these will all be hitting on some things. You will step on many soils of many countries. I received that. Sell your ideas, they are totally unacceptable. I opened this while I was posting the song I wrote the day after Halloween. Nope. November 1st, the start of Nay No Right. Yes, I was creating the design for my Facebook page to let them know I had ideas brimming over my cauldron for sale, for consultation. So in between that and posting up the honey packet video, I opened the fortune cookie and that's what it said. Sell your ideas, they are totally acceptable. I said, oh, I got lots of ideas. Yeah. Consults are available on my Etsy page. All right, sell your ideas. So on my altar this week, I laid down my little fortune cookie readings. I did. Speaking of selling ideas, the place I'm doing the externship at, yeah, they didn't even look at my idea list, but they always hollering about they need some money. So, I think they was just talking because those were some good ideas. Yeah, so I will sell them from now on, going forward. That way, I'm not wasting my time or energy. Let's keep it going. I can use that for my own business later on. Yeah. Okay. Since then, make sure I got my. Okay, so we talked about how it worked, what I did, what my focus was, items at the altar. The last thing we're going to cover is what I have accomplished in those 7 days. Okay. And I actually typed everything up earlier, so give me a moment, please. All right. Now, remember I said that Oya is the queen or the goddess of the storms. Okay. While I'm pulling it up, here it is. Other items that I put in my spiritual bath. When it starts to thunderstorm outside, Don't be afraid of getting a little wet. Okay. I catch the storm rainwater and I put it at the altar until I get ready to take my spiritual bath. Yeah, there is a lot of power in a thunderstorm. Okay, so I completed 4 grants. For the Denelsia Secrets lingerie line. Was it 3? Yeah. Hold on. Actually, let me just forward. That way I can not have to go through stuff later. Excuse me. I'm just ending a cold I had to go to the doctor for. And a little finger boo-boo. But that's all right. Nothing that holds up from keeping it moving. Okay. So my main things while I was having Jericho lit was funding. I said, Lord, I got all these ideas and no funding. So most of y'all know I started the Hoseby Winning apparel line. This is one of the shirts. I came out with a bunch of October ideas. I have to work on November ideas next, and then I've already got items for December that I'm going to bring over from my Amazon page once I have some things in order. But yeah, I created, I think, about almost 40 new creations just by visiting local stores for Halloween. Now, and they're on sale right now on Etsy. And then I do have a few on my Hoseby Winning apparel line. So I said, I got all these ideas and no funding. So between the time that I put the Jericho flower on the altar and today, I'm going to run everything by you. Okay. So I've completed 3. Here it is. 3 grants now total to date. The Small Business Growth Fund, partnership with Alice, Etsy, and Progressive. The Grow Your Small Business in-kind marketing grant. And then also a grant called SKIP, which is due today, but I've already applied. So SKIP grants. Oh, I got a fortune cookie talking about, it was the first one I laid by Oya before I had the rest of them join the messages from the cookies. And it said, finish that thing you started. I said, you know what? That is priority. Let's work on that and see what we can do. So that's how I got started on the grants. I wanted to apply for the Pure Relief grant, but I don't have many children. So what I did was I posted that on my Facebook page for people who were mothers. That way they could apply for the grant. Okay. So that was 4 grants. So if you don't know anything about grants and you want to keep them on the register or you want to learn about them or however, I do have one more to apply at. It's called Niche Grant, NICHE, but that's not until the 16th, but I don't intend to wait till the last minute. I wanted to apply at the Tory Birch Grant, but a few minutes before having to submit, it said that it was not able to, I got everything done for it, but it said it wasn't able to have me sign the document at that time to send it over. You know what? I've done pretty good. 4 out of 5, about to be 5 out of 6 is not bad. I'll take it. But what I did benefit from even completing that entire sector and getting it ready, because it was like 6 components. They asked for a video. They asked for a professional headshot. They asked, and you know I had my video ready from when I was dressed as a witch for Sucker Spray interview. I did my video ahead of time in the store with a follow-up video to include their name, because they wanted one with their name. And I had put it together as a graphic design for when I was getting ready to send it over. So even though I didn't send it, I'm definitely prepped for the next time. They wanted a business plan. Now listen, this book, in case you have not seen my Denelsia Secrets book, this book is, I'll go back in tomorrow, 109 pages, honey. Okay? Of grant writing, different sections, includes pics. I said, well, I know they don't want me to, this is my book, so I can write it, and I don't plan on giving this book to nobody. So I've been highlighting and stuff. I know they don't want 109 pages. And so in very small print, it said, if you do not have a business plan, download, this is what it said on the Tory Birch page, download our template for a 1-page business plan. I said, oh. Let me go see what they're talking about. So I went, and they had, I want to say, 3 different type of templates to choose from. They had a creative template. I want to say they had 2 different kind of creative templates, and then they had one Google Docs template. Well, I don't need a creative template. I got enough creativity brewing in me. I made my tip. I downloaded the Google Docs so I could have an idea of what they were looking for. And I don't know why they called it a one-page business plan when the doc for Google Docs, and they are asking you to explain stuff on this document. It says 1 page, and just the Google document itself is 2 pages. I said, okay, you know what? That's all right. Let's keep it moving, baby. And that's exactly what I did. So I now have a 109 page because it asked me as well for pictures of product, how I got started. It asked me beautiful things, very detailed, and I'm glad I got to put all that together actually into 9 pages instead of 109. I wish I would have brought my maracas. So even though I didn't make that one, I'm sure I am set for the next one. And everything is in place and in order on my devices for this next one that I'm going to apply at for niche. So that was actually a great benefit, even though I didn't get to submit my signature at the end of the day, to have visited them and to get everything in what I call order. All right. The next thing, okay, let's see. During this same time, because I was going in to the external site and everything while in between in the library and things of that nature while I'm trying to get everything together. I was doing this. Now, as an artist, and I'm just going to go back to when I used to work at United Healthcare before I got my severance pay and went back to school for my bachelor's degree. Honey, I'd be sitting at my stress relief is writing. Honey, my pen is my wand. My mouth is my weapon. My vocals, depending upon what topic I talk about, when needed, they cut like a machete. Thanks, Ogun. Yeah. So I would be on the phone, stressed, and words would just keep coming to me. Lord, I'm at work. I'm trying to work. I got a job. I'm trying to pay some bills. The words didn't stop coming. So I had to get a notebook, and while I'm on the phone and whoever's talking, I'm writing down stuff so I don't forget to piece it together later like a puzzle. Or I'm putting them on mute and I'm trying to record it real fast while I got them on mute, hear them at the same time and not lose track of what I'm trying to put on the tape recorder. I should have known then. I didn't get the message. I got to my next job, my last job, working for a major car insurance company. I'm not even going to mention their name. Got a cute little green animal, though. And they just let people go in October. I want to say, was it 5% of their company? Anyway, they let a bunch of employees go. I haven't been there since September of 21, right before I started in the play. for that September and December with Elise Reeves. When I started doing the play and traveling to Miami, I said, and memorizing parts, I said, oh, and trying to work? You know what, God? Let your will be done. I was filling out at Juicy Crab. Um, what book was I reading? Oh, I was reading a book by Reverend Valerie Love. Why You're Stuck. I said, well, I want to know why I'm stuck, Lord. Why am I stuck in the same spot? By the time I got done with that book, I'm real detail oriented. Um, a lot of times I would bring food home from the Juicy Crab and I would place it at the altar first before eating myself. Um, and so I went to the Juicy Crab and I just sat there the whole day to read this book. And I finished it from beginning to end in one sitting. I wrote down the time I started the book, each song that played over the speaker. I was writing it down, the time that it came on, and who it was by while I was reading the book. By the time I finished, the last song playing was Joe by the Preacher Kid Joe. One of my favorite songs. I want to know what turns you on. I said, oh, that was the last song that was playing. I said, I get the point. I said, I went in the next day. I said, I've got some emergencies. I got to go. I won't be here anymore. They said, today, yep, today's the last day. So I have not regretted it. I mean, I've had some bumps in between, but getting to the promised land of milk and honey is not going to be smooth sailing. You're going to deal with some resistance when you're trying to grow. All right. So in between, real quick, thank y'all for listening to me. I greatly appreciate you. I got finished with, now, I wasn't intending on writing anything, and I said what I said previously to say that when it starts knocking, you don't ignore your gift. The last job, when I first got hired, I was told, she says, well, what did you do before, and what do you like to do? And I said, poetry and this and that. That's my spare time. She said, honey, you are not at the poetry event. We don't need you to be long and dramatic. She said, we need you to keep it as short as possible when you get in these phone. You can, and that's when my thoughts come, is when I'm stressed and I said, oh, okay. Now, I actually accelerated in the program, and because I accelerated in the program ahead of time and I listened to the advice that she gave me because I wanted some change, I actually got bumped to the floor pretty quickly with 2 pay raises within my first 3 months. That was nice. For a job, if you're just looking for a regular job, they paid decent. Highly stressful, but the pay was decent. The healthcare, outstanding. I mean, it wasn't free or nothing, but it was reasonable for a job. I was doing that, bartending, contract bartending for major sports events like Indy 500, while also because I have my bartending license. Also, while um, renting the entire house out, because I owned a bed and breakfast, renting the entire house out, of course, for major events. Wish TV actually did an interview on me when I was renting out to the Indy 500 one year because we were packed in the city. She said, "Can I come do an interview?" "You most certainly can." She says, "You normally rent out?" I said, "I do, and I'm normally packed. The house is so packed, I normally make a room in the garage, and I sleep in the garage while I am bartending all weekend." I woke up one day, I said, "Look, God, there's got to be more to life than me working 60-hour weeks plus weekends, uh, bartending and sharing my space with travelers all over the globe. It's got to be. There's got to be. Got to be." And that's when I wrote my second book. The first book was Love Funk. That was over at the apartments before I moved into the house. And then Supreme Rain Love Redefined, which was actually two books initially through Arthur House that I have published before getting published by J.L. King, and having my first book interview with him. Yeah, let's get this on popping, get this listening party going, and this CD popping off and see where it can get me artistry-wise. Okay. Since then, I have done 3 more EPs: Live Life and Love Ferociously, Soul Tonic, and Harmony, Infinite Wealth, and Luxury. And some of them were finished and some of them weren't. I realized during my first and second project, now that I was on these projects, I said, I just want to put them out, see what people actually like, before I take the time to spend my wonderful hard-earned money on picking out the music form, paying for the music, once doing that, paying for the studio time to record it. Once doing that, paying for the mix and mastering, and then paying to promote it. No, God, I need this to make sense. Let's find out what people actually like first. And I did. The ones that are liked are Lover's Groove, Gen X Spaceship, and Luxury so far. Those seem to be with mainly the folks on Facebook or the Instagram or Twitter or the A&Rs or the record company. Those seem to be what they like, not the laid back poetry making sweet, seductive love type ballads or poetry or anything like that. So, speaking of which, I listen to a lot of interviews. I like watching Funny Marco. I was learning a lot of new artists by watching him, even though he didn't have many new artists yet because he's pretty new. He has a different kind of interview style. So I was watching him and listening to how he was interviewing them. And then he interviewed Kevin Hart the other day. I thought Kevin Hart was going to kill him. But yeah, or cuss him out or whatever. But I like watching him. But I also watch things about how the record labels, I was deciphering. This is my way of deciphering how the record labels were doing as far as the hip hop genre now. And so I watched a few videos on that. And then, because it's slowly on the decline, and we know R&B and neo soul is not what it used to be, but that is my love, R&B, jazz, and neo soul. Um, and then I did watch the interview on Lauryn Hill, and I clipped a part in it in my clips because again I was asking about certain things, and she said that she had got into rap because she knew that um, R&B and neo soul um, were moving kind of slowly. It wasn't going to be top of the line to get it anymore. That's why she moved into rap. So I had to think of now. I've done, I do a little rapping to somebody else or something like that, but that ain't my love. That's not my passion. Um, yeah, and at this, you're not about to catch me out here, but I will sing to you a sweet lullaby. Um, yeah, and I would like to be my authentic self, and that is my authentic self. With that being said, I wrote several pieces. We'll talk about that real quick, and then I'm gonna get into funding. I'm trying to be wrapped up by 7. So I wrote while I was working on these grants simultaneously as they hit me, not me waiting to go back to them to get the lyrics later or whatever. No, we're going to do it right now. I wrote The Sound of Rain, with which I want a thunderstorm in the background. And then I went and I picked the music for what I wanted to use in the background. I wrote Honey Golden Packet, provided by Oshun. I was looking at work of this lion. This is the Honey Golden Packet is the nickname, but it's actually Honey Gold Lion Sachet or Packet. And I started reading what it was supposed to do for you. And I said, I've never taken a packet a day in my life, baby. I don't need any of that for stamina. I am full of stamina. But they are buying it like it's a street pharmaceutical in the streets that you're selling. You know what I'm talking about. So, like it's Mary Jane. I said, well, let me read the front. Let me read the back. I said, this sounds delicious. There's something else they buy called Rush too, but I ain't made nothing off of that yet. Just the golden honey packet. So yeah, I went ahead. I wrote that out when I got home because I had things going through my brain while I was at work, and so I started with just the chorus at work, and then I started looking up songs that had the word honey in them, and that's how I came up with Honey Golden Packet. So we were leaving work, me and DJ. DJ's the one who went to Jamaica. And just came back. He just went to the Kirk Franklin concert this past weekend. I haven't had a chance to check my Snapchat, which keeps sending me messages to check it, to see how that went. And they do have liquor at the Kirk Franklin concert, in case you was wondering. So yes, we was leaving. He was like, yes, honey, let's get on out of here. Let's do it. I said, oh. And it hit me on the way out the door. Nobody wants to be at work. They said it at the Greenhouse Effect. They tired of jobs and they tired of co-workers. It was in the fucking bucket. Repeatedly. I lost count. He said, it's time to go. We can't wait to get up. I was reading the neighborhood on my Instagram this morning. Everybody's tired except the exception of a few minor people that said, no, honey, I'm blessed. The rest of them is like, we are ready to jump off a bridge. This is what's keeping me here. This is how I'm feeling. They were not too happy with the life they are going through right now. So I came up with a song called Rolling Out Loud. And also manifest that. Okay? One talks about the job, pretty much what you're ready to do, and what you're thinking about once you're there, and what you're thinking about doing while you're there. What you can't wait to get home to do, and what you would really rather be doing in life overall, period. That's called manifest that. And then the rolling out loud one, thank you, Ogun. Oh, the honey pack one's so shoot. She does with the color yellow. Rolling out loud. I thought of the quiet neighborhoods who are bothered by the people who drive by with the booming system. Thank you, LL. And then also, one of my favorite songs by Beyonce is Radio. I wanted something that combined the two with a little Lady Gaga for those folks that don't like to dance. Just dance. So, and then also the title, of course, is the name of the place, the program they have, or concert that they have every year with the youngsters, and it's called Rolling Out Loud. Oh yeah, honey. People gonna get into their feelings over that one and the manifest one. Then some of you have found the Purgatory video that I did to Thriller Michael Jackson. I love Michael and Prince. I really wish that they would have had a collab together here while they were both here. That would have been wonderful. The only collab I found with both of them on the same stage was James Brown. And I was listening to Logic the other day, and that kind of brought that to mind. What I did for, this fortune cookie must be a damn lie. I'll get to that in a minute. That must be one I opened today. We might have to tear that one up. So, if you haven't had a chance, check it out. I love it. And with me growing up in a Christian home, they always said we don't celebrate Halloween. Okay, I celebrate Halloween now. Matter of fact, I've had 2 outfits Halloween month and wrote up Halloween material and made Halloween things to wear and everything else. So yes. That is my favorite holiday, Halloween. Now, I would have gone out for Halloween, but I was busy grant writing my, I'm going to call it a non-one-page business plan, baby, because that's what it was. And then also writing all this deliciousness that I'm telling you about right here. The last one I wrote is a poetry piece, Wild Caught. We have a sale each month at the toy and lingerie shop. So at the beginning of the month, I get to play with the toys in the store, see how they work, how they vibrate, how many functions they have, what all do they do, how many inches are they, what is their width, is it submersible, is it not submersible, what kind of wording does it have on the back of the box? Listen, honey, what is the cost, what was it, what is it now, how are you going to sell it? Because my job is, of course, don't forget I'm learning sales. Last month I was the highest, and this was out without even advertising on social sites where I work. I was the highest part-time salesperson for items sold in the store. I'd like to keep that up again this month. Let's do it. So I created all that deliciousness. When I was done creating that deliciousness, I went back and looked at everything I had created during the year as far as lyrics. Don't forget about that. Lyrics and poetry. By the time I finished, I was looking at 4 or 5 CDs. I was looking at one fast CD, one slow CD, or mid-tempo to slow. And the second CD would mainly consist of items that dealt with spaceship, outer space, rain, avalanche, and then a remix, of course, of Sammy. Instead of pussy cry, dick cry. Yeah. And then so fast CD, mid-tempo to slow CD, and then 2 poetry CDs, maybe 3, depending upon how receptive people are to certain pieces. But I would like to do one of the poetry CDs based off of the artist that inspired me to write those pieces. And then, so pop rocks, Slap Woods, and Walking Billboard. That would be like an EP, actually, with nothing but poetry. And then House Party, which was a poem that I wrote to Dick Cry, or Pussy Cry, whichever one you want to call it. Followed by Throat Baby, Black Medusa, and Wish List, which are ads that I did for Escort Alligator. That would be a second EP. And then a third EP would be all the dick ratings that I have done for my OnlyFans clients, to include the last poem I wrote about the toys this month. So Drafted Digital, Brazil, Euterpe Precatoria, Breakfast in Bed, Her Name is Susan, and Wild Caught, which is actually the book that I'm working on right now, which is the second book of my series, Accentuating Curves and Assassination Hips. That's already at 220 pages. that will have the boudoir sessions in them from Voluptuous Vixen Photography by Louise King, along with me simultaneously making the video for Luxury. Since I did not put out an official video, this would be like my first video. Now, I didn't work on the video because I worked on the grants. Guess which one I ranked priority? These grants. All right, so I thanked everyone on Facebook and everywhere else that had inspired me. They were really receptive to my, some felt the Lover's Groove, some didn't because it was jazzy. A lot of them liked the Luxury, especially the labels. But the labels and the community, because Gen X Spaceship is upbeat, and I was twerking my ass to it. They loved that one, so definitely those three. Okay, other things I worked on. I wanted to, I talked about funding earlier. I did join a meeting by William Rivieres. He says the best way to get a hold of him is his IG pretty much page. I posted a couple clips. He sent me 50 places that I need to research in regards to wholesale. He said the holy grail of I wanted answers. I was provided answers. I'm sharing those answers with you. Welcome to my FaceTime. So he said the holy grail, because things aren't moving. People don't know me. They don't know my brand. They don't know my face. They don't know if they can trust me. He said, get your Amazon. Pick a high selling item to sell wholesale. Make sure you got your LLC. I got an LLC. He said, put it on the Amazon, and it'll sell because people trust in that brand. But now the brand name that you bought wholesale is under you, driving in your traffic. Wonderful. That's exactly what I need. Traffic. Other things I came across, and Valerie Love is doing an explanation on it this weekend. If you would like to join her at valerielove.com to go to the weekend this weekend, she's doing an entire day session on the difference between Amazon Influencer Program and Amazon Business Associate Program, I believe is what it's called. I seen Harmony talk about it. I posted it on my Facebook. I immediately started researching because that's just me. You give me water. Yeah, you give me the seed, I'm going to water it, okay? I went to go water that seed she just gave me. I didn't wait. I immediately started investigating. For those of y'all don't know, because I didn't know, Amazon also has, they do have where you can pay monthly to sell items for I want to say it's like $40, something like that. But they've also got some other programs. They've got some programs for minorities. They got some programs for LGBT. They've got some programs that don't cost anything, like Tea Tree. If you want to load your graphic design up on their website and sell it, just like you do on Tea Tree or any other site you can load your graphic design on, they've got that available for you. You really should. They've got it going on over there. So I look forward to, because I went to go look and see what shirts were selling over there. And I already know what product I would like to look into selling as well. One that I always use on my altar. That makes sense to me. If I'm buying it, that means somebody else is buying it as well. So I'll see which one is the most highest selling item out of a few basic items that I use on the altar, and then I will go from there in regards to wholesale pricing. Um, so, and then I've also had offers for selling merchandise like jewelry through some of the people on Instagram as well. First thing I look at though is their number count. If their number count is not there, things of that nature, or if it's nice that you have a high number count. I was looking at a couple of them this AM actually while I was over there when I left the page of the neighborhood, and some of them have high counts. But the models did not have their Instagram name up under them. But I guess if I'm tagging you because I'm wearing the product, that would not be an issue. So just exploring options, since that was one of my main concerns. Another thing I did this morning, since I was looking at options, because I said, well, Lord, I got all these ideas. How are we going to fund it? You have not because you asked not. So I went, this was in 7 days, y'all. So I went and I looked up people that fund grants for music. Fund that is not a crowd. That's not crowdfunding. Fund. Right now, I do have my songwriting skills for sale up on Etsy, but I'm sure there's a few other places that can go as well. So Beat Bread, when I went to their site, I said, this should be selling, going over the internet like wildfire, because all the musicians I know need funding if they are an up and coming musician. Okay, so dittomusic.com. It kept trying to send me to crowdfunding. That's not what I want to do. So be very careful when you look up stuff, read the fine print. And the other one was soundroyalties.com. By the way, it kept mentioning DistroKid on that list, and I had not come back and touched base with you through DistroKid in regards to the incident I was going through with them. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of them. You make me feel brand new. Yeah, yes. So, yeah, I shouldn't have to go through all that to upload music and see how something. I shouldn't have to. We're not going to be doing those type of struggles from the beginning. And I wasn't able to put out a fourth one to kind of get the vibe because I had some struggles with them. And they should have been able to handle something as simple as a phone number change. I'm not dealing with any ridiculousness, okay? All right. Now, I personally don't need any music gear financing, but if you are someone who does, There is American Musical Supply, okay, in regards to financing. Or Emergency Cash Fund grants for musicians at AmericanHopeResources.com. And then, let's see. Yeah, I wasn't interested in loans or nothing like that. No loans, no crowd funding. But I want to see what other opportunities were available. And then if you have had some challenges as far as physical or mental health, you can apply for Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. All right. Okay. So, you know what? I think, yes, before I forget. I would have loved to go out Halloween weekend. That is until I was listening to Pastor from Easter Star Church, Jeffrey, talk about the shooting that had happened Saturday night here in Indianapolis with our young people. Was it 10 people were shot? I believe it was 10 shot. One died from a house party, so condolences. They didn't list any names the last time I checked. I hate they went through that. I wish our folks acted like they had more sense. And condolences to the young lady who lost her life. So that was another reason I did not go out. But had I gone out, I would have loved to gone to the strip club. Yes, honey, and got my shake on with my cute little outfits. No, we're gonna stay right on over here. We're trying to get out the life completely. That was enough. And let me write these grants, these songs, and this poetry. All right. If you check out my Purgatory thriller from Michael Jackson, let me know how you feel about it. So this last one says, you are interested in public service and you would make an outstanding statesman. Maybe y'all don't even pay the president enough. Happy voting day if you're voting, by the way. Okay. That wraps up this session, Love Tubers. I hope I gave you everything you wanted and more to understand the Jericho Rose and how it has been very beneficial. I hope that as beneficial as it was to me about some things that I needed to answer, that it was beneficial to you as well. Let's see. By the way, I have matching bags on my Teespring site, the money bag. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to go do a session. I got about 40 minutes. I did write up my first review from video watching Megan Thee Stallion Cobra. And then I would like to address, I wrote my first skit. A lot of firsts going on here. I'm going to surprise you with this skit since it's my first one. And so, yeah, my first skit, going to address a young lady who is queen, who is late to her shows. Praise God, all in love. And then, yes, the video review for Cobra by Megan Thee Stallion. I wrote all that up yesterday, y'all. That's some juicy shit right there. Baby. So this wraps up this session. I'm going to get started on the next session. Let me go act the fool. I appreciate you tuning in. If you're peeping back in for the next one, that's awesome. Thank you. And then, of course, I always love feedback. And I'm glad I got the comment and I got a chance to kind of explain what it is I'm into, what I do, and what the after effect is of me doing witchy shit. Mwah.